Hi, Eric Weiss here with Full Cycle Product Development. Today I'm going to talk to you about gamification in product design. I'm a big time gamer. I have been my entire life. I grew up playing Nintendo in the 80s, going to arcades, and my dad got one of the first home PCs when I was a kid. And as soon as I learned I could play video games on it, I started taking it apart and upgrading it, and it really instilled my love of technology. And to this day, I can attribute my entire career to my love of video games. And as long as I've been designing products, I've been taking lessons from game design because video games are fun and rewarding and addicting. They're everything we want our products to be, right? So today I'm going to talk to you about some of the principles that I think make a great video game, as well as what you can apply in your product to make them more engaging and sticky. All right. So, number one, video games are inviting. They don't just throw you right at the boss. They give you an easy battle to start, like a rat or a slime or something. So they introduce you to the game mechanics, okay, and they don't scare you off. Two, they provide immediate feedback. So if you pull off a trick move, you're rewarded with an explosion or a satisfying thwack, right? And if you fail, you get a mouthful of battle axe and an opportunity to try again. Three, they provide easily achievable goals and then gradually make them more complex. So a great video game focuses a lot on balancing the learning curve. They always want to keep you right at the edge of your abilities. Okay, so if they're too easy, the game is boring, and if they're too hard, it can be discouraging. In fact, a lot of games nowadays, their algorithms to sort of scale difficulty based on your abilities. Number four, they provide a player with a clear sense of progress. So leveling up, abilities, flaming armor, what have you. The more you invest in the game, you get to see that progress in the world itself. Okay, so what are some things that you can apply to your product to make them more fun and engaging like a video game? Now, I want to kind of disclaim right off the bat, a lot of people, when they think about gamification, they think about things like achievements, trophies, badges, currency, things like that. And yes, those work and that is gamification, but that's not quite what I mean. Because those are things that in a lot of cases are sort of tacked on to the experience. You want to design the experience from the ground up with game design principles in mind. So you want to have an inherently engaging and rewarding experience. And so when I talk through these principles, don't think about it as something that you should add on or retrofit. You want to think about, is this sort of in the DNA of your product experience? All right. So the product experience should be evolving over time. So again, being inviting and progressively increasing in complexity. So when you bring somebody on in the onboarding, for example, you don't want to just throw all the features in the kitchen sink at them. Start them off with a sort of a beginner experience or flow or tutorial, and then unlock new functionality as they complete workflows, right? So don't have an advanced mode as the default. Have a basic mode with a lot of the options sort of hidden or sort of putting them on rails until they accomplish a goal. And that goal should be, whatever that conversion metric is for you, whatever's the aha moment. And then after they've completed that, they've kind of gone through that test drive, then you can start to unlock and introduce them to new features. Okay. Two, you need to create a core gameplay loop, right? So a cycle where they start with a goal, they make an investment, you take them through a flow. At the end of it, you celebrate it, you give them a reward, and then some kind of incentive to do it again. Okay. A popular model here is the hooked model, right? So there's a book called Hooked by Nir Eyal, which covers this really well. But essentially, you need to create an external motivator or an incentive to get somebody to try and engage your product. And then as quickly as possible, you want to reward and delight them for accomplishing that goal. Then you want to create another hook, so an incentive for them to invest more into it. And then a continual reward cycle, which ultimately becomes habit forming. Okay. Number three, you want to challenge them. So, and by that, I don't mean making it needlessly difficult. I mean that you challenge them in terms of what they can accomplish from the user perspective, right? You want to think about what's the goal this person is trying to accomplish by using this platform, right? What did they come here for? And you want to challenge them to engage more deeply and leverage more full functionality. So how do you get them to become a power user, right? Power user requires a certain amount of investment and training and things like that. And so you always want to provide a clear call to action and a clear path to invest more into your product and to become more of a power user. All right. You want to instill a sense of ownership. All right. So, video games do this really well where, they allow for customization, skins, incredibly detailed sort of facial structure and things like that you can create your character with. So in products, you want something that they can customize, that they can design, that they can invest time into personalizing, which they may become attached to and wouldn't want to leave. Right? There's a lot of different ways you can do this. So it's sort of a common psychological trope that if you give someone a thing and then try to take it away from them or offer to buy it from them, they're going to give it more value than if they don't have the thing. So there's this psychological experiment. You have a coffee mug and you hold it up to someone and you say, how much would you pay for this coffee mug? And on average, they're going to say, I'll give you $2 for it. Okay. Then with another group, you give them a coffee mug as a gift. Here, have this coffee mug. Then you come back and say, I'd like to buy that coffee mug. How much would you sell it to me for? And they would say $5, right? So if they have ownership over something, they're going to attribute more value to it. Okay, so you want them to have some sort of user-generated content or customizable assets in their profile that they can't take away. They can't, leave your product and take it somewhere else. Another really important thing is data. Okay, so if somebody is invested a lot, if their data exists in your platform and that data is valuable to them or provides some sort of rich experience, they're very less likely to leave. And a lot of companies, as a way to kind of eat market share, they try to find ways of making it easy to migrate data. So on one hand, you want to do that. You want to make it very easy for your customers to migrate their data from other platforms to yours, but then you want to make it difficult to migrate away, right? To get their data out of your platform. But just in general, you want to create these rich experiences that are based off of data that only exists within your platform. All right. And you want to create a community. Okay. Video games are just more fun with your friends. It's natural. And the same thing goes with product experiences, especially collaborative ones. And now what I don't mean is tacking on a share button, right? That is not fun. That is not engaging. What I mean is create an experience that is inherently more fun and engaging when it's done with other people. Okay. Products that have a lot of user-generated content, right? I mean, obviously, Facebook and so on. But anything where, you can create a thing and then share that with other people, and then they can leverage that thing, or they can give you feedback on that thing. Some kind of a design asset, whether it's an open source type of thing or some sort of content creation platform, is always typically really sticky and engaging, because not only does it allow, you to get feedback on your work, but it can also speed up new users coming on because there's this availability of online content. Even an opportunity for a marketplace, right? So giving people that incentive to create content because they can sell it to other people. These are all, great ways of creating a community within, let's say, not a social product, right? You're not creating a social network perhaps, but maybe you're creating, a platform, and there are ways of making social layers inside of it through collaboration, communication and what have you. So let's talk about just a few examples of some really great products that have, sort of gamification built into it. Obviously, right? Elephant in the room, social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. They have a really engaging loop, right? The whether it's posting your content and then getting feedback on it, or the endless scroll, you get that shot of dopamine. You scroll, dopamine, right? That's that loop. You get that feedback by posting content and getting likes and so on. There's also that leaderboard, that high score aspect to it. Although I've dug into it, the psychology of it apparently is that leaderboards are not that effective and sometimes can be counter-effective when the players are at very different levels. So think about it. If you're playing a video game and your high score is 10,000 and then there's some kid who is 1,000,000 points, right? It's gonna be disheartening for you. Why should I play this thing if I'm never gonna be able to beat that guy? So a high score leaderboard type of model works when it's against yourself, right? So beating your personal record, or against a matchmaking kind of group. In fact, a lot of games are like that, right? A lot of games, they do matchmaking now based on your level, based on your performance. That makes it fun for people. Fitness apps are really good at that leaderboard model because there's always that opportunity to beat your personal record. Okay. I use an app in the gym called FitBod, which I think does this really well. In that, you complete a goal and it's full of achievements, personal records for individual workouts and things like that. Every time you finish a workout, it's this celebration, this reward. There's like confetti that goes everywhere, things like that. And so that does a great job of like setting a goal for me. So when I start the workout, it says, hey, here's what you did last time. Now let's up it just a little bit, right? So it creates an achievable goal. It creates that sense of progress, right? So it shows me, hey, you beat your high score for this rep or for this workout, right? It celebrates, it creates a reward for me. And so it's a really engaging experience and I love it. Strava, another fitness app that does the community piece really well. It's a community focused fitness app where, yes, of course, there's the competition aspect of it. You can create groups, you can compete against one another, but then there's also user generated content. You can share routes, right? And so then there's, that incentive to share and to create content, collaborate with one another, and it makes it easy for new people that are showing up as well. Let's see. So, yeah, so there are a lot of really great examples out there, and I would love to actually to get your feedback. So let me know if there's any products that you've used that you think really nail it and hit hit that gamification principle really well. So before I go, I just want to tell you that I recently launched my book and my online course. And I'm really happy to have it out there. I'm really happy to see it in the world. The book is called Build the Right Things: How to Design and Build a Product People Will Love. And go to buildtherightthings.com for that. And the online course is called Full Cycle Product Development. So go to fullcycleproduct.com. And in here, I really dive into the principles of great product design and development from the idea all the way to launch and beyond. And in fact, I'm giving away a free toolkit, a product development toolkit as a promotion. So if you go to buildtherightthings.com/toolkit, this is a PowerPoint deck that is chock full of all of the templates that I use in my products, my teams, my consulting, and it'll really give you a leg up and sort of speed your time to market and take you through some really useful exercises in your product development. All right. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.